Hi, I'm Kevin Walsh, and I'm here with my colleague, Ali Atami. Welcome back to the Investment Advice Hub. Today, we're going to talk a little about prohibited transactions. So, Ali, in the world of ERISA and IRAs, we hear a lot about prohibited transactions. What are they?
So ERISA is a bit of a backward statute, and in ERISA, you basically have to have permission to do anything. Otherwise, everything else is prohibited. So that can include servicing an IRA, servicing a plan, hiring somebody. A lot of things are just prohibited unless they have permission, and in our world we call permission and exemption. And that's particularly important because if you do not have that permission and you're engaging in a prohibited transaction, you could subject yourself to some fairly extreme excise taxes.
So there's pretty big penalties for engaging in a prohibited transaction, is what you're saying?
Yes, and it's very easy to engage in a prohibited transaction. And that's why we always have to be looking for exemptions.
So if I'm thinking about rollovers and I'm thinking about, making a recommendation that someone take money out of a plan and, buy an annuity, open a brokerage account where they'll, trade in securities that pay me a commission, or open an advisory account where I'm going to be paid an investment management fee. If I'm doing that activity as a fiduciary, what are the areas that can get me into trouble?
Well, you said, if I'm doing that as a fiduciary, what areas can get me in trouble? And the answer, sort of flippantly, is everything. If you're doing that as a fiduciary, you have the ability to influence the amount and timing of your compensation. So if you're acting as a discretionary fiduciary, you would flat out, be able to change your compensation. But if you're working as an advice fiduciary, you'd be giving recommendations that, if they were implemented by your client, would impact when and how much you get paid. And that would be a conflict of interest.
Okay, so it seems like they come up fairly frequently. Earlier, you mentioned exemptions. I think in another segment, we should come back and talk about those. Thank you, Ali. This was great.
Thank you.